Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Class 47 PT YouTube channel. And in today's video, boy have I got a real treat for you, because today I'm going to be taking a look at a model that I have been excited for quite some time now. So in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the Bachmann Class 90. Now the model has not long been released, and 3 liveries are currently available that have been released so far. There's a Freightliner Power Haul livery, there's Rail Freight Distribution, and then there's this livery, which is the Intercity Swallow livery, which this livery is absolutely gorgeous and it looks amazing, especially when it's on the layout. And this is the one that I chose, and I think of all the 3 that they've released so far, I think this one is probably my personal favourite of the 3 liveries. So upon removal of the outer box sleeve, you can see that the model comes in the plastic packaging that most manufacturers are using nowadays. So with the packaging removed from the box, we have access to the instruction manual, which I'm not going to bore you with. So with the outer plastic sleeve removed, we have access to the detail parts. So first of all, we get etched nameplates for the loco. This loco is named Financial Times and its running number is 90005. And we also have some etched builder's plates, as you can see there. And then we have this little bag of accessories. So we have some screws in there. We've also got the air pipes, as well as some dummy couplings as well. So you can fit those if you wish. I shall be adding some of them later. So now we come to what we're all came for, and what we're all interested in the most, and that of course is the model. Now we have had to wait 5 years for this, so that is a long time, and that's probably longer than what we should be waiting for these models. But then, if you get your money's worth out the model, and it's a highly detailed model, and it's worth it, then the wait has certainly been worth it. And you know, 9 times out of 10, that's usually the case, and this model is an example of that. One thing I have noticed with this model though is that it's devoid of window wipers, and now that is quite unusual because there should be window wipers there. But that taken to one side though, and if we ignore that, you know, this model is otherwise still worth the price, and it's still been worth the wait, because this model does have quite a lot of stunning detail on it, and it has got some rather interesting features on this model as well actually, which make up for the lack of the window wipers. Moving on to the detail, we have sprung buffers, as you can see, and these are made out of metal, and these buffers do actually have a special feature, and that feature is that the buffers are actually retractable, just like on the real thing. All the 90s, when they were new and when they were first built, had the retractable buffers, but then some of them got replaced at a later date. This model accurately does have the retractable buffers. The Class 19 Rail Freight Distribution livery also has the retractable buffers, but the Class 90 in the Freightliner Power Haul livery doesn't have this feature. Now, to retract the buffers, it's quite easy. You just simply push the buffer in and then you just turn it like so, and then that stays locked then. To turn it back into its original position, you just simply push the buffer in and you turn it like so again. Now that really is a cool feature to have on the model. You know, the technology these days that we have, it's amazing, especially when you see features like these on models. Another awesome feature that this model has is the pantograph. If we just unclip it, It's not that the pantograph unclips that's the awesome feature, no. This is a working pantograph, which is driven by a servo motor that basically raises or lowers the pantograph. Now this can only work on DCC. I can't show you this because I don't have DCC, but the Bachmann branch line YouTube channel have done a video on the Bachmann Class 90 and they show the pantograph working basically, and there are other YouTube channels that have done reviews on the Bachmann Class 90 that show the working pantograph. But you do need to get a decoder, a special decoder that's capable of driving the servo motor, which Bachmann have released as well, so you do need to use that particular decoder, because if you use a standard decoder it could damage the motor basically for the pantograph. So you do need to use a special decoder that Bachmann have released for the pantograph to work for the servo motor. Moving on to some of the other details now on this model. Just look at the horn grille there. You know, this front grille here at the front. The detail on that is superb, but also look at the horns. Now they're not moulded onto the grille or printed onto it, they've been separately fitted and they've been put behind that grille and they've been painted as well. You know, that really is some superb bit of detail to have on the model. Bachmann have captured the profile of the model spot on, and I can't find anything wrong with the profile of this model. It is also worth mentioning how you fit a DCC decoder into this model. Usually that's not something I talk about in my review videos, but I will do with this model, because usually with most models you have to take the body off to fit a DCC decoder in, but that's not the case with this model. There are 4 screws located on the underside of the chassis, and when those are removed, instead of removing the body to fit a DCC decoder, you instead remove the roof panel on the top just here, and that allows you to get to the blanking plate to then remove to fit a DCC decoder in. Now this is something that I do like that the manufacturers are doing. They're starting to put good thought into us customers fitting DCC decoders into the models, because it can be a bit of a pain sometimes to remove the bodies, and this is something that a lot of manufacturers are doing now, such as with the Bachmann Class 68 and the Hornby Class 800. Even the steam loco models made by DJ Models have easy access to the DCC decoders too, where you just pull off the smoke box doors to get to the decoders basically, or the blanking plates in that case, whichever. So this is something I do quite like that the manufacturers are doing now, something I think that they're now realising. So it is good that they're doing this. Another feature this model has is the directional lights. Now there is a switch for this, which is usually located underneath the model, but in this case the on and off switches for the directional lights and for the nighttime and daytime mode for the lights are hidden under the air vent roof detail box just here, which I will demonstrate the removal of it. So there we are, the roof panel box is now off. That wasn't easy to remove, but if I just take the camera off a tripod, you can see the switch there for the lights. I think I'll be leaving the lights on, to be honest, but I thought I'd remove the air vent box just to show you. I now turn my attention to the livery, which, as I said before, this livery is amazing. The paintwork is all very even, there's no errors in the paintwork, it's a very even coat of paint. But also the shade of the white and the grey and the red stripe, as you can see there. The colours are correct, and also the paintwork is very crisp, especially that red stripe there, running down alongside on the body. You know, this really is a gorgeous livery and I absolutely love it. And to have this running on the layout alongside my Class 87, which is in this livery as well, you know, that really is going to be quite something. And also just look at the painted details on the bogies as well. That really does lift the detail on this model. And we've also got the Intercity logo there as well. As you can see, the font is correct and it's very crisply applied. And also you've got the swallow there as well, again crisply applied. So now we come to the running performance now for the Bachmann Class 90. And straight from the box, as you can see, and as you would expect it to be, she's a smooth runner. There's no horrible grinding noises or stuttering movement or any motors burning out. It runs exactly how it should do, or how any model for that matter should run when brand new and straight from opening the box. Because we do pay a lot of money for these models, so we shouldn't really have to be experiencing, you know, motors burning out or anything like that. But wow, what a model. And the mechanism is also, it is quite quiet as well actually. I will show you very quickly, show you the lights. Which, as you can see there, and I'll get you just one more glimpse of the lights before I then leave this model to run in, before we then come to the loaded test run. So as you can see, there's the lights again. And there are tail lights there, but they're hard to see, especially in the daytime, on a sunny day like today. So now we come to the loaded test run for the Class 90, and I have it pulling the Virgin Livery Mark 3s and DVT around the layout. And anything in Intercity Swallow livery looks just as good pulling Virgin stock as it does with Intercity Swallow stock. So that now brings me on to my overall conclusion for this model. So what do I think of it? Well, this model is a gem. It really is amazing. It may have taken 5 years for this model to have been produced and to be released, but the wait for this model has most definitely been worth it. Disregards the fact that this model is devoid of any windscreen wipers, the working pantograph, the retractable buffers, and the removal of the top roof panel that allows you to get easy access to fitting a DC decoder in this model. Those features more than make up for that tiny little thing. But I really do recommend that you get one of these Bachmann Class 90s. They really are well worth the money, and you get what you pay for and you get your money's worth out of it. So I really do highly recommend you get them. And I know I've probably said this before about other models, but I want to get another one now. You know, I'd love it if they, and I'm sure they will, bring one out in Virgin Trains livery. Because the Virgin Trains livery one and this livery Class 90 working together on the layout, that would be quite something to see on the layout. So that now brings me on to the end of this review. Thanks for watching my review on the Bachmann Class 90, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. As ever, subscribe to the channel and check out all my other videos, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.